Welcome to True Crime with Strategic Eyes.
Strategic back again. I am fired up, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'm rested. And since I'm rested, I'm fired up. Last night at around like 2 in the morning, we did a live. We covered this whole arrest, everything. We went through a lot of material, but there's still a lot of material for us to go through. And I'm so happy to be able to join you guys today. And I'm so humbled that you guys are joining me for us to discuss some of this material. There's a lot going on in this case. And like I said, there was a title I had on this live before I changed it to what it is now. And at the end of that title, I said, this case is just beginning. Does that make sense? It's just beginning, right? We're just starting on the road, all right? First of all, we haven't found baby Haro yet. And that's something that will always loom over this case, even though I don't believe we'll ever find his body, to be honest with you. I don't believe he'll ever be found, all right? All the evidence that I see so far points to the fact that Jake and Rebecca got rid of this evidence and possibly dismembered this child. That's my theory, okay? My theory is I don't have any evidence. Well, I think there is evidence of it. I don't have any concrete evidence of it. I'm not a part of the investigation that's going on out there in California. But from my investigative experience that's ongoing, those guys are working this case out there in Cali. And I'm working very similar cases here in the state of New York, okay? With this investigative mind, I believe that that body is gone. It's been dismembered into small pieces and it has been scattered about that desert. And with all that wildlife out there and all those predators that exist in deserts have a lot of predators. It's gone. That's my opinion. If I'm wrong, then great. I'm wrong. I want to be wrong, because if I'm wrong, that means that this beautiful angel gets to be laid to rest with dignity if I'm wrong, all right? But I don't think I'm wrong, but only time will tell. Now, first of all, I want to thank everybody who's joining me today. Already, we have almost 500 people in the room. It's huge. Number two, we are just getting a lot of love from other creators. And I don't want to let that go over my head or anybody else's head. We're not entitled to any one of your views, first of all. So the fact that you're here humbles me. There's a lot of other people out there with information. There's a lot of trusted people out there that you could trust with your time and with the handling of this case. The fact that you decide to come here means the world to me. And the fact that my peers are showing me love means the world to me. And I want to thank all of the creators out there who are showing love to this channel. In some instances, sending their people to this channel. I read in the chat what it says, Bullhorn Betty sent people over here. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Some of these creators I've never heard of, and yet they're watching the show and they're showing love to the show. And I want to tell you, thank you from the bottom of my heart, okay? Because not too long ago, we would set up a live and we would talk about the things that we're talking about right now. And only 20 people would be in the room. But I had a dream. I had a dream, and I'm not trying to Martin Luther King you guys, even though he's a great man. But I had a dream that if we kept pushing and we kept giving a voice to the voiceless, that one day somebody would listen. And look at us now. People are listening. Not to me. There's nothing special about me. I just have the courage to pick up a mic. Some of you guys would probably be a whole lot better than this if you just had the courage to pick up a mic. You should do it. Pick up a mic. But just because we're trying to do God's work. And that's why I respect all YouTube creators. Yes, I'm a detective. Yes, I have a lot of experience doing cases, high-profile cases. It is what it is. But when we all get on this platform, we're all equal. In my opinion, you be the judge. But to me, in my opinion, we're all equal. Why are we all equal? All true crimers who come on this platform. Why, regardless of our backgrounds and our experience and all that stuff, we're all equal. Why? I'll tell you why. Because we're all doing God's work in our own way. We're all doing God's work in our own way. And what is that, ladies and gentlemen? It's giving a voice to the voiceless. Because I'm telling you, as a law enforcement officer, and I'm sorry to go on this tangent, but it's important. This is some inside information as a law enforcement officer. Every single day, bad things happen to good people. Let me say that one more time. Let that soak in. Every single day, bad things happen to good people. Every single day, bad things happen to innocent people. What makes these cases take precedent over others, because yes, this case right here that we're watching has taken precedent over probably dozens of other people, children, etc., who have suffered very similar fates. It's the media attention. The media attention is what dictates how much resources are allocated to a case. So if we weren't talking about baby Haro, there's a good chance maybe there would be no justice in this case. If we didn't talk about Madeline Soto, there's a chance there would have been no justice in her case. If we weren't talking about Naziah Harris, and please go look up Naziah Harris and the horrible circumstances of her life. We talked about it on this channel, but there's other channels you can find who talked about it too. If we didn't bring awareness to Naziah Harris, Jarvis Butts, who is probably one of the most prolific serial child PT files, would probably still be on the streets victimizing kids right now at this moment. It is this attention that we bring on these platforms that helps bring justice. Whether you talking about something probative and you breaking news, or you're just giving your commentary with no experience behind it, you are doing God's work because you're giving a voice to the voiceless. Let's give another cheer for that one. So, to all the YouTubers out there, thank you for the support and love that you've been giving me, and keep doing God's work. All right, so now let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. Big shout out to all the members who are in the chat, and big shout out to all my Patreon subscribers who may not be members on YouTube, but you are a supporter of the channel. I do appreciate you. I wish there was a way of identifying you and showing love to you, because you are just as important as my YouTube members. I want to go ahead and jump into this bad boy. We're not going to be here for a super long time. I always say that, and we end up doing a 2-hour live. But I only have one day off this week because I worked overtime on my other day off, which was yesterday. Still gave you guys a show at 1 in the morning. I got to spend time with my kids, man. So let's get into this. Let's get to the meat of it. Let's give you a great show. And then let's keep it pushing. So let's jump into this. Let me go ahead and cue it up. You guys are amazing, man. I'm so happy to be a part of this community and to help build this community, hopefully into something even better. Let's keep going. All right, let's start it. I wanted to play this one because I wanted to show you guys what the community is doing, how the community of people of all different walks of life. Look at this lady. She has tattoos on her face. The other lady looked like a mom. You usually got that mom face. Just people, and I'm not making fun of this woman. I'm just telling you the diversity of people who are coming out there to support baby Haro. And it's beautiful. I love it. But that's why I wanted to show you this particular. I wanted to lead off with this video where one of the YouTube / TikTok / Instagram sleuths, and I'm not saying that negatively, I'm just saying difference between them and law enforcement, who was out there doing a great job recording the scene, was made aware by other folks that the Haros went and bought burner phones. Now, they were kind of saying burner phones like it was something salacious. I don't know how probative it was, because if the police confiscate your phone, right, the phone that you bought, your Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra or your Apple 16 or 15, whatever, you still need a phone. So people are going to go purchase another phone, right? So I don't know how probative it was, but they did find the phone, the box of the phone, and they found a receipt in the trash. I just don't know how probative it is, because every time I see somebody's phone as arrest evidence, we get search warrants and we get into that phone, the person doesn't get it back ever. Really. I mean, if they do get it back, it's months and months and months later if the case is dismissed, or if the case is found, if they're found now guilty, it could be months or years later. I expect them to go buy another phone. But I'm going to look more into that to see if there's a deeper meaning to it and if there's something probative to it. But them buying track phones makes perfect sense to me. Their expensive phone was probably taken by police, which we know it was. We know that their electronics was seized. Now they don't have money to go buy another $2,000 phone. That's how much these phones cost. So they're going to go buy a cheap track phone. You know, it makes sense, right? But let's keep going. Let's get that out the way so we don't get all discombobulated.
Little Emmanuel Haro disappeared in Yucaipa. San Bernardino County deputies arrested his parents today for his murder. KCAL's Nicole Comstock is live in Cabazon, where a vigil was held for the 7-month-old boy, and tonight the search for his body continues.
Yeah, Pat.
It's another one on a visual I wanted you guys to see. Let's check this one out. This one is how the visual's kind of growing in the nighttime. But listen, we're going to be jumping deep into this. I just want to show you guys community before, because, you know, I don't like being gloom and doom all the time, all right? Which I end up being gloom and doom all the time because this is what we talk about on this channel. But I want to show you guys community first, because after I show you community, we're going to talk about some other things. Let's keep going.
Many people who've been watching this story unfold tell me they just had a gut feeling from the beginning that something very bad may have happened to this baby and that maybe his parents had something to do with it. And so there are so many people who are really invested in Emmanuel's story. That's why dozens came out here tonight to hold a candlelight vigil for this little boy on the same day and in the same place at his home in Cabazon, where earlier today that little boy's parents were arrested for murder.
I don't know what people get in their head just to hurt the baby. It's just so sad.
Tears from strangers for a baby they never even knew. Tonight, community members organized a candlelight vigil at the home of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro, who investigators now say was murdered by his own parents.
I had 2 miscarriages. When I had those, it broke my heart. So to see that somebody was able to hurt this little boy, it's not okay.
Earlier this morning, the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department showed up at the home in Cabazon with an armored vehicle to arrest Emmanuel's parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro.
See, I just love first of all, that's very sad that happened to that woman. I'm so sorry that she got that miscarriage. And you can see the pain in her face that just losing those babies before birth hurt her. And she's right. You know, how do you hurt a child? But yet we see it happen time and time and time again. But what we got to realize, guys, is that I believe at least that this baby has been gone for at least a month. I don't have any evidence of it, okay? But this is what I believe. That's a long time to get rid of a child. And what people got to understand, other people are saying like, well, why would they dismember the baby over the carpet? It's not that literally they did this deed. If they did it, it's just my opinion that they did it. But if they did it, it's not like they did it on the carpet. It's the transport, it's the splash, it's the specs from, you know, from if they were using a power tool, you would have splash. It's also the lack of sophistication of these people. These are not master criminals. People oftentimes think that these folks clearly think these things out. They don't. Most people who engage in this type of behavior are not smart people to start with. They think they're smart, like a Stephen Stearns. Stephen Stearns thought he was the smartest guy on the planet. Yet the guy who thought he was the smartest guy on the planet had the dumbest alibi and the dumbest story on the planet, right? So think about it. Like, how many really diabolical criminals actually were smart about their crimes? That's why we catch them. We catch them because they're not that smart. We're people of average intelligence. We're not dumb, but we're of average intelligence. We're not rocket scientists. Otherwise, we'd be doing rocket science stuff and making rocket science money. No, we're normal people. Normal people are catching these people who proclaim themselves to be megalomaniacs. They're not. They're not smart. So do you really think that these folks are really going to think it through? Did you really think that they thought through the actual unaliving of the baby? No, they're just violent, ignorant, angry people, and they hurt this baby. The baby, in my opinion, over a course of time, I don't think there was a singular event that ended the baby. I think the baby went quietly in its sleep, to be honest with you, over weeks and weeks of being abused by Jake. That's Jake's MO. That's Jake's past. When Carolina, who's now named Baby Promise, when Carolina was abused by Jake, it wasn't a singular event. It was Jake conducting that abuse over the course of weeks, to the point where, as I said in my original interview, he heard the crackling. He heard the crackling when he pushed down on her chest. And as I said in that original analysis, it's not my words. That was the words of his statement. So it was through an extended period of time. We call that in our business, we use it for sex assault cases, but I'm going to use it in this abuse case. We call it course of conduct. That means that it's happening over an extended period of time. So it's a course of conduct crime. Now, we have that language in New York State for X crimes. You know, I got to speak funny because of YouTube. We can't say the word, right? So we use that in X crimes. When you're X abusing a minor over extended period of time in New York state law, that's called a course of conduct case. Well, we're going to use that here for physical abuse. These are course of conduct cases for physical abuse. And I just think that they had a long time to kind of figure out what they wanted to do with baby Haro, how they wanted to do it. And you know what? If you're dismembering a body, many of you guys never had any training in this or experience in it, and thank God you haven't, because it's not something that you really want to be a part of unless you're getting paid to do it and you have a sense of duty to serve. All right, if you're not, basically, if you don't want to be a cop or you don't want to be a forensic, mortician, whatever they call those people. Sorry. You don't want no part of this stuff because it's heartbreaking, traumatizing stuff. Unless you have that experience, you don't really understand just how much of a mess a body makes. You won't understand just how much DNA and evidence we leave as we just walk. We leave that DNA, we leave that evidence. If just walking and standing and talking and interacting with another human being is going to leave so much what's called trace evidence. That's called trace evidence. Just touching this mic and me talking in this mic and my spit is flying into this foam here. And I'm touching this frame of this mic here and I'm touching the computer. I'm just leaving trace evidence everywhere. If a crime scene technician comes in here, I'm like, the extension of my body is everywhere. That's just normal interaction. Think about when you commit a crime, when you're cutting into a body, when you're, So I believe it's definitely possible. They had a whole month to get rid of this baby. And I do believe that through the course of it, you're going to get a ton of evidence all over that house, such as blood in the carpet. Let's keep going.
Claimed that Rebecca was knocked unconscious before their baby was kidnapped during a diaper change in a Yucaipa parking lot last week. Investigators now say they have evidence proving that alleged kidnapping did not occur and that baby Emmanuel is likely dead. Moving forward, they're focused on finding his remains.
Bring him back, please.
Within days of the kidnapping story, investigators publicly announced there were inconsistencies in Rebecca's statements.
It made my heart drop. Because then it's like, okay, now it's completely off of what was said, what really happened.
And many who watched the couple's initial media interviews say they didn't ring true.
I didn't really believe it. Just from the get-go, the mom, you could tell.
How Rebecca said she couldn't turn around to see what the kidnapper looked like, but was somehow punched in her eye. How she sounded like she was hyperventilating on camera.
I got up off the floor and I didn't see my child. Someone took him from me.
But many noticed there were no tears.
Yeah, those were crocodile tears.
The Haros also said their baby was always happy and smiling, but many think the photos they shared in an attempt to find him didn't reflect that.
No, it didn't.
As people
that baby looks so fearful in the previous photo, and then this photo popped up, and I told you guys, man. I told you guys days ago. Baby's not alive. The baby's gone. This is a post-mortem photo. That is a post-mortem photo. I don't care what anybody says. You got to prove to me. They got to fly me into California, put me in a Uber XL Unlimited, drive me down to San Bernardino, sit me in a police station, and bring me evidence that this baby is alive. Then leave me in a room for 5 hours so I can look over the evidence for one purpose, to prove to me that that baby is alive right now at that moment. That baby is dead. That is a post-mortem Post-mortem photo. People probably was asking, like, where's the baby? I haven't seen the baby in a long time. Where's the baby? And they're like, oh, let's pose this baby. And this is going to be our proof that this baby's still here. I'm a father of 3. Many of you got 10 kids. For those of you who are professional baby makers, which is nothing wrong with that, we need more humans in the world. Please, you tell me your professional experience. Do you think that that's a picture of a baby that's alive? Look at his skin. Look at his eyes. Look at his hand in the corner. Look at his hand right here, lifeless. Look at these lips looking purple. Look at the darkness under this lip right here. He looks gone. And if he's not gone, y'all gonna get mad at me because I'm too raw, but I can't help it. I'm desensitized. It's what I do for a living. If he's not gone, he's going. If he's not gone, he's going. But believe whatever you want. Let's keep going.
Around the world mourn the loss of this innocent infant. Those gathering here are praying that justice is served.
I love that everybody's here and able to be his voice because he don't have one.
Oh, that's so nice. Look at that.
Well, court records indicate that both of the Haros have now been booked into the Riverside County Jail for murder with malice. They have no bail set, and their first court appearance is supposed to be next Tuesday. Now, another thing, we reported earlier in the week that the baby's father, Jake Haro, was previously convicted of willful cruelty against a child for another case involving another one of his children. And while Jake's attorney has told us that he did his time for that, he completed parenting classes, and he believes he was a changed man, many people out here say they believe the system failed Emmanuel, and they think they should have done much more to keep Jake away from children.
Yes.
Reporting live in Cabazon.
That flew by me because I was reading the chat. What she said did much more about keeping children away from Jake. Let me play that back real quick. And in a second, I'm playing another video. But in a second, we're going to do a call-in show today, too. I want to hear from you guys. I'm going to defend Jake's attorney in a second, because we're not here to play on people's emotions. We're here for justice, and we're here for righteousness. And when I see the world, not necessarily this community, when I see the world doing something wrong, I'm going to speak up against it. So I'm gonna watch me defend Jake's attorney. People can get mad if they want, but right is right and wrong is wrong. But let's keep going. We're gonna get there.
Man, many people out here say they believe the system failed Emmanuel, and they think they should have done much more to keep Jake away from children.
Right. I like that. So I missed this part, played it back. I 100% agree. The community is saying that that Child Protective Services basically should have did a better job protecting the children from Jake. Now, somebody made a good point to me. Well, they made a good statement and I answered it. Somebody said, well, I guess this was a CPS professional. If that person is in the chat, this is not a knock on them at all, right? This is just me explaining why I think the person was wrong. First of all, we have 2,157 people in the room and only 800 likes. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you hit the like button and make sure that you're subscribed to this channel, because all we do is try and give a voice to the voiceless, all right? We don't do fundraisers. We don't beg you for money. We don't try and sell you things. We have products. If you want to get a t-shirt, we have that, but we don't push that in your face every day. We have a members. You want to join it, exclusive content. But our mission here is to give a voice to the voiceless, okay? So if you want to be a part of that movement and that community, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and please make sure you hit the like button so we can get into the algorithm so that our show could be shown to a wider audience, all right? That being said, I forgot what I was going to say. Sorry. Let's keep going. It'll come back to me. I'm getting old. All right. Oops, sorry. All right, so the next video I want to play for you guys is an update. It's gonna come back to me. Don't worry about it, guys. But it was a good point. But somebody will remind me what I was talking about. Oh, yes, I got it. This is a really good point, so I'm happy that I remembered. All right, so the person said, because I said that after you commit such a heinous crime against a child, which is like the crime that was committed against Carolina, right? you're not supposed to be able to get custody of any children in the future, right? Like, to get there, you literally have to like go through all types of like counseling and supervision and all that stuff. Like, when you do have a child, maybe if they want to do like family reunification, it's supposed to give you tons of like supervised visits and stuff like that before you could finally be able to say, I'm a parent without any supervision. I could take part of my child's life. They didn't do that in this case. Jake was arrested and he was convicted by way of his guilty plea of felony cruelty against children. He was never supposed to be able to have unsupervised visits with a child in the future unless he put in years and years of work to prove to the system that he's no longer a danger to children, which he did not do. He did not do that, right? So a professional said, hey, what is the hospital supposed to do? Magically know that Jake has this case and then keep the child away from him? No. There's no magic involved here, ladies and gentlemen. There's no magic that we're talking about, all right? What we're asking and what should have happened is there should have been better synergy between all of these various agencies. There should have been synergy between the courts, family court, synergy between criminal court, synergy between probation, synergy between child protective services, where all of these different institutions were talking to each other to let them know, A, Jake exists, right? We need to know he exists. B, Jake likes to make babies, right? And C, Jake made a baby, 2 babies at that, after he did what he did to Carolina, and those babies are in imminent danger. If you think Jake did not beat that 2-year-old who's now in foster care, you're nuts. You're crazy. Just so happened, by the grace of God, and we don't even know if there's anything wrong with that little girl because they're not going to tell us because she's a minor and they don't report on minors unless they're gone. For all we know, that little girl could have some damage to her. But if you think that he didn't put his hands on that 2-year-old, you're nuts. The difference between that 2-year-old and Emmanuel and Carolina is that their bodies could not take what Jake was doing compared to what that 2-year-old. Maybe she's just a little bit more resilient. It's crazy. So what we're asking for is synergy. What we're asking for is for God. If you're going to be in people's lives, right? Be in people's lives correctly. Protect these children from these monsters. That's what we're asking for from these police, from these CPS agents, from these courts, from these judges, from these prosecutors, from these probation officers. Protect the children. So that's the point I wanted to make. I apologize for that, guys. All right, so I want to go ahead and play this update. Aki tells me that this has updates, and other members of the research crew said this has updates. I haven't watched it because I want to react to it raw with you guys. Let's see what updates is available. All right, let's do it.
Has been set in this case for October 30th. The parents of a missing 7-month-old baby in Southern California have now been arrested on suspicion of murder. The couple reported the baby missing last week, claiming he was kidnapped from a parking lot. But as Fox 11's Nick Garcia explains, detectives now believe that never happened.
Rebecca and Jake Haro in handcuffs as the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department says detectives believe 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro is dead.
You know, I had some people were saying that they were cracking jokes like, this guy is walking on cactus. And I thought this was just being mean. I was like, yeah, screw him. Let him walk on cactus. But really, there are cactus here. And he's barefoot, and there's literally cacti everywhere, and he's literally walking on cactuses. God bless the men and women of law enforcement in this county. They took that animal, and yeah, I called him an animal, out of his house in his prison-issued boxer shorts. Who wears boxer shorts like this? Striped boxer shorts like he's in prison. They took him out in his ill-fitting T-shirt. He's got some nice boobs. Sorry, people gonna get mad at me. His ill-fitting T-shirt, his prison boxer shorts. I had him walk to the police car barefoot, stepping on cactus. Let's keep going.
San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department says detectives believe 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro is dead. It's been just over a week since he was reported missing. His parents said he was kidnapped from the parking lot of this Big 5 in Yucaipa. Detectives have determined that did not happen.
Please don't harm my son. Just feed him, please. Please protect him and bring him forward. I'm begging you.
That was Emmanuel's mom, Rebecca, 1 week ago on August 15th. Now detectives are accusing her and her husband, Jake, of doing just that, hurting their own son. Friday morning, both were arrested at their Cabazon home. The arrests, a relief for those in the community who've been following the updates closely and, like detectives, were suspicious about Haro's story.
I haven't been able to sleep, honestly, for the past week because it's here in our community, and the answers that I want to know is that he's okay.
Goosebumps. All up and down my arms, my legs, goosebumps, because I had a feeling. Yeah, I knew.
The Haros stopped cooperating with the investigation last weekend. Their lawyer told Fox 11 Tuesday that wasn't true, but would not speak with us on camera today.
You know, now we just need to know where he's at. Just where is he at? It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking that a 7-month-old is missing.
The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department confirming they are still searching for Emmanuel's body.
And that was Fox 11's Nick Garcia reporting tonight. Court records show that Jake Haro pleaded guilty to child cruelty charges in Riverside County in a separate case in 2018. He's currently on probation after he was convicted of those charges and jailed in 2023. Now to Colorado, where the governor called on the Pueblo County coroner to resign after the discovery of apparently mishandled remains at the funeral home.
Hey, what's up, guys? My apologies. Give me 1 second. Aki let me know that Bullhorn Betty is in the building. I don't know if she's still in the chat, but we do appreciate you for rating this channel with your viewers and supporting us. Thank you so much. So I haven't checked out Bullhorn Betty's channel yet. I'm very honest, guys. I don't play games. I'm definitely gonna check her out. I really appreciate her showing love to the channel. So definitely go check her out, see what she's working with, and show some support, because obviously she's definitely got the character to show support to others, and we appreciate that. We are one community that are all trying to give a voice to the voiceless. And like I said, it doesn't matter where we come from. It doesn't matter what our experience is. It doesn't matter. When we get on this platform, we're all equal and we're all doing God's work, giving a voice to the voiceless. Big shout out to Bullhorn Betty. Appreciate you. Let's give her a chair. All right. Let's jump back into this, ladies and gentlemen.
That he operates. Officials say 20 bodies were found behind a hidden door at the Davis Mortuary, owned by the county coroner, Brian Cotter. He reportedly told inspectors that some of the bodies had been awaiting cremation for 15 years. New laws that were passed last year now require routine inspections of funeral homes following the discovery of dozens.
All right, sorry about that. They went on to the next subject. So now I want to go to the Facebook, where we're going to see like the attorney. I want to talk about the attorney now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about the attorney. So let's watch the first one. This is the attorney walking on the scene here. I want you guys to listen.
Mr. Hughes, are you class innocent or guilty? Mr. Hughes, any comment?
Any comment, Jake?
Are you representing Rebecca as well?
You ain't got nothing to say about your clients?
Are you defending baby killers?
How does it feel to defend a murderer? Does that give you a good rep?
So inappropriate.
What you got to say now? They're going to arrest him for murder.
I said I know what
you know. These folks are out here doing a really good job. I'm not out there. I don't have the opportunity to get this type of footage, man. I respect people who are putting boots on the ground, trying their best to figure this out. But that doesn't mean that even if you're well-meaning, that you can't be inappropriate, unprofessional, and cross a line. This is a defense attorney. As I tell you guys time in and time out, listen, I go against defense attorneys in real life. I go on the stand, they try and tear down my investigations. They try to prove that people that I know to be guilty because I've done the investigation are innocent. In many instances, these are, well, in all instances, because that's all I investigate, these are rapists of young people and old people, sometimes even elderly people, the whole gamut of the human experience, except for 12 and under, because I don't investigate that. But sometimes, like if the assault happened when they were under the age of 12, but they reported above the age of 12, I got that case. So there are times that I'm investigating a case where the incident is for somebody who's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, but I'm investigating it because they came forward when they're 13, 14, 15, 16, 20 years old. And I know this person is guilty. I've done all the investigative steps, which I'm not going to talk about, obviously. I want to help the bad guys, that prove that this person is guilty. And here's a defense attorney trying to tear down every single thing that I ever did in that case. And I still have respect for them. Why? Because they're not representing them because they're pedophiles or sympathizers of baby rapists or beaters in this case. It's because that's their constitutional duty. You don't go for a defense attorney. They're doing their job. The scummier they are, that means the better job that they're doing. Their job is to represent the bad guys. Their job is to give them a competent representation. Why? So that when we lock their arses up, nobody could say they didn't have the opportunity to be defended well. We need them to prove that our system works, because these perpetrators are going up against the full weight of the U.S. government. When I do my investigations, I don't ever ask, how much is this going to cost? I don't ever ask, what resources we're going to get. Whatever I need, I get to solve the case. You don't get that on your side. You don't. All you citizens out there, you don't get that. If the government comes for you, you got to pay your own bill. You got to put that bill up. You got to pay for yourself to defend yourself. You don't have the resources we have. So that's why the framers of this Constitution made it very clear. In the Constitution, there's nothing about prosecutors. There's nothing about your county DA. There's nothing about your town attorney or your district attorney. The Constitution talks about defense attorneys because they understood how important they were to keeping our liberty safe, to make sure that our government does not railroad us, does not commit tyranny against us. So you don't go against a defense attorney. With this guy, whoever's doing, I don't know if it's the lone wolf guy or somebody next to him. I'm not going to attribute to him. And I appreciate him being out there, whoever's recording this. But what they did was unprofessional. Unprofessional. Let's keep going.
I don't have any comments.
Do you have anything to say about this?
Yes, until proven guilty. We'll figure it out when this case starts to move forward.
Where's that baby at? Why don't you tell your clients to tell where the baby's at? Where's that baby at?
Where's the baby at?
They asking a defense attorney where the baby's at. I mean, listen, I feel for these people. These people are definitely emotional and they're sad about this, but I'm trying to educate you guys. I'm not trying to shame these people. These are good people who are hurt. These are good people who just are concerned about where baby Emmanuel is. I get it. This is not the right way. Reserve that for the perpetrators. Keep going. All right. So I want to get you guys another angle. We do have other angles. This one's short, and then we actually have the interview, because while he was walking, the interview was being conducted with him. So we have the interview too, and we're going to play that and see what he had to say. Let's see here. This is a short one, but I want to get you a different angle.
Mr. Hughes, any comment? You want to make any comment on behalf of your client?
I don't have any comment.
Are you representing Rebecca and Jake Haro?
I don't know any. Your client just got arrested. That's
Mr. Hughes, any comment? You want to make any comment on behalf of your client?
I don't have any comment.
Are you representing Rebecca and Jake?
Like, what this guy is doing is definitely professional, and this is a citizen journalist who's doing it. But he's doing it very professionally. It's all about the case. Do you have any comment from your client? Remember, the defense attorney is representing the client. Do you have any comment from your client, and are you representing both of them? The answer is no to both, because you know they're going to try and say, just like he did with Vanessa Haro, his second wife, he's going to say that Rebecca, his third wife, is the one who ended baby Emmanuel. He is not going to take accountability for what he did. But let's keep going. So now this is the actual interview that was conducted with the attorney. Let's do it.
Friday morning.
Innocent until proven guilty. We'll figure it out when this case starts moving forward.
An attorney for Jake Haro was seen walking outside of the house during all of the law enforcement commotion and activity. He did not answer reporter questions, but did make those comments.
Back here live outside the family home, a candlelight vigil for baby Emmanuel is happening right now. Father Jake Haro has a criminal history. He pleaded guilty to child cruelty involving a little girl.
There's a lot of firewood on that property. I don't know how people live in the desert. For those of you who live out there, how do you do it, man? Like, I like green grass.
Girl 2 years ago. He was sentenced to jail and also given probation, but investigators say he later violated that probation by possessing a...
So people keep saying this, and we explained this on the chat last night. People saying that the reason why Jake took so long for him to be charged, we really don't know, but I could assure you that Jake was not snitching on anybody. He wasn't snitching on anybody. Jake was not being spoken to because Jake has an attorney. And you can't speak to Jake while he has an attorney. Furthermore, if Jake is willing to cooperate against Rebecca, that would come down the line. He hasn't even been charged yet by the district attorney. The police have charged him and arrested him, but he hasn't been, arraigned yet. He hasn't been grand jury. None of that stuff has happened yet. All right? They're going to wait until that's done. So this is how it's really, okay, check this out. This is how the process really works. And somebody put a really good idea in the chat, and I think I want to take advantage of it. What's up, buddy? You all right? You up? Okay, give me a second, okay? I'll be right up. Love you. I love you. I love you. Love you. All right, cool. Sorry, I was talking to my son. This is how the process really works when it comes to cooperation. There's no way on this green earth that his attorney is going to have him cooperating at the instance of his arrest. That doesn't make any sense. That's not how it works. If Jake is not the person who ended Emmanuel, and he has evidence to prove that he's not the one who ended Emmanuel, but it was in fact Rebecca, and of course he probably helped her dispose of the body or whatever. If he has material information, the attorney is going to wait. Once again, the attorney is going to wait until after he has been formally charged. Then he's going to get, once it's been assigned to a DA, it hasn't been assigned yet. The DA, the last statement we had was from the county attorney saying, if we decide to press charges. Did you guys hear that? The county attorney says, if we decide to press charges. We know that they're going to press charges, but they just gave a blanket boilerplate statement saying, if we decide to make a to press charges, it will happen on Monday. There's not even an assigned DA for his attorney to talk to. There's no snitching. There's no statement. The police got nothing from Emmanuel Haro, dad. Nothing from Emmanuel Haro's mom. Nothing. You know how they got nothing from the moms? Because the mom invoked an attorney too. So whether she has an attorney or not, you still can't talk to her. Once a person says, I want an attorney, you can't talk to them. You cannot interview them. The only thing you can ask is for pedigree information. What's your name? What's your address? Your date of birth? Are you hungry? Do you need to use the bathroom? That is it. You cannot take a statement from people who have invoked the right to counsel. So there's been no statement taken. I can tell you that with absolute certainty. There's no statement that was taken from the Haros yesterday when they were arrested. Zero statement. And if there is going to be cooperation between one of them, whether it be Rebecca or Jake, that cooperation is not going to come until down the line, until after they've been charged. They both now have either paid attorneys or assigned attorneys. We know Jake has a paid attorney, but his attorney has made it clear to us multiple times that he's not representing Rebecca. So Rebecca has to get her own attorney. She had to get her own attorney anyway because they'll both be charged and they both need separate counsel. After that, that's when we're going to see whether these conversations are going to be had. So don't listen to anybody who's saying, I'm not saying this in a negative way. I'm not telling you, I'm not besmirching any other creators. You know, we don't do that here. We support creators. But I'm telling you from a professional point of view that those conversations did not happen. Whatever the reason was that delayed the arrest, which could be a ton of different reasons, like the arrest process, for all we know. Sometimes I could get a perp in and out within 2 hours. Sometimes it takes me 6 hours. There are all types of things that can happen that could prolong an arrest process. Shoot, sometimes a fingerprint machine is not working. Sometimes people resist an arrest. Who knows? Sometimes they're like, no, I'm not printing. I don't want to print. And they're just being a douchebag. They're just being a DICK. I'm not printing. Do whatever you want. And then you got to negotiate with them. Like, I give you some Chinese food. Really? General Tao's chicken? Okay, I give you General Tao's. Will you print? Yeah, okay, I will. You give them the General Tao's chicken and they print. Sometimes you got to do that. Okay? But it's not because people were snitching. That is a fairy tale. That's not how the law works. Both of them invoked the right to counsel. One of them actually got an attorney. Whether you have one or not, once you invoke the right to counsel, it's over. And all you have to invoke is one time. Police have it on record that a few days ago they invoked counsel. That still stands. It doesn't go away. It doesn't disappear. That counsel, that invocation is still in effect. So that means that the only thing they ask Jake and Rebecca is, what is your name? What's your date of birth? What's your address? Name of your kids, ages of your kids. Are you hungry? Do you have to use the bathroom? Let's keep going.
Firearm and ammunition. He was scheduled for a court appearance in that case in September. We will, of course, continue to follow this breaking and developing story. For now, reporting live in Cabazon, I'm Chris Wolf, KTLA 5 News.
Thank you, Chris.
All right, so now let's go to the last video that we have, and this is basically just reiterating what we played last night, which is that the state of the crime scene. And after that, I want to get this call-in show started. Unbelievable. What a whirlwind week, ladies and gentlemen. This started out with you. You guys made this start out. A person I never heard from before emailed me and say, hey, Strategic, you might want to cover this. Can you look into this? There's something fishy about it. And I searched it up, and there were like maybe 2 local news that was covering it. And I said, wow, this lady does seem pretty suspicious to me, and her black eye doesn't look like it's recent. Then I did another search, and I saw that there was nobody on YouTube talking about this. The only entities that I saw was maybe the 1 or 2 local news sites. Now, I don't know what was happening on Facebook, and I'm pretty sure the local community was looking at this from minute 1. But when I looked on YouTube, I didn't see anybody. And when I looked on these other, the Google, there were 1 or 2 articles. And so we covered it because that's what we do here. We give a voice to the voiceless, and a lot of the shows that I do are not shows that people watch a lot because there aren't national news. I'm taking these obscure cases and I want to bring it to your attention. And if 2 people watch it, then my mission is done. My mission is complete. And lo and behold, look how big this case got. And we're so happy that that's what happened because this baby deserved it. And I think it was the 2nd or the 3rd show I did on this. What do you guys remember me saying? Please, other YouTubers, bigger YouTubers, people with the 1 million subscribers, 500,000 subscribers, please cover this case. Please give this baby awareness. This is not my case. This case doesn't belong to anybody. This case belongs to all of us. Please cover it. Please, please, please. And they did. And we're grateful. And we're happy that now, less than 2 weeks later, we're finally on the road to justice. Finally. Because people are doing God's work out there. Everybody who lives in that community that's out there in that vigil, you're doing God's work. All of those folks, even though sometimes you may do things inappropriate, but those people who are out there with their cameras on the street, putting boots on the ground, you're doing God's work. And everybody like me who's just sitting here at their tables, aggregating this information and presenting it to the rest of you guys, we're doing God's work. And I want to say thank you all for doing God's work. Let's do it.
We begin tonight with a grim update out of Southern California. Police thought something didn't add up, and now the parents of a missing 7-month-old baby are under arrest, facing charges of murder. Good evening, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Vargas. Police continue to search for the body of 9-month-old Emmanuel Haro tonight. Sources tell News Nation that police believe the father killed the baby, and they say it happened inside the home. Sources tell us a substantial amount of blood was found on the carpet inside.
Wow.
The baby's mother, Rebecca, first...
Substantial amount of blood found on the carpet inside. Substantial amount of blood. Let's keep going.
Reported Emmanuel missing 8 days ago on August 14th. She said that around 7 p.m. she was changing his diaper outside her truck in a retail parking lot when a man came up behind her, attacked her, and knocked her out. When she woke up, she said, Emmanuel was gone.
I woke up right here on the floor, and I didn't see Emmanuel. If you know anything, please come and bring my son back. Please, I'm begging you. If anyone knows anything.
Police reportedly found inconsistencies in Rebecca Haro's story almost immediately and confronted her about it. From there, everything went south. Police said Rebecca stopped talking. Investigators searched the parents' home, took their car, and issued warrants for all their phones and electronic devices. Child Protective Services took custody of their 2-year-old.
All right, somebody just called, and unfortunately, I didn't have it set up. So now it's set up. So you can now call again. So my apologies for that. We didn't have it set up. It's set up now, so you can now call if you're interested in coming on the show. So we're looking forward to hear from you. We do apologize that we didn't have it set up and your call was not able to be answered. Let's do it. Talk to me.
Child. And Jacob Haro's criminal history quickly came to light. He was convicted of child cruelty, a felony over serious injuries to a 10-week-old baby girl back in 2018.
Or maybe I got the
In
wrong
fact,
one.
a journalist told our own
browser.
Ashley Banfield last night that the baby girl was hurt so badly she can no longer see, talk, or walk to this day. Let's bring in our panel of experts now. Kim Degonia is the former assistant district attorney for Riverside County, California. Bobby Chacon is a former FBI special agent, and Lauren Mathias is a journalist and hosted the Hidden True Crime podcast. Great to have all three of you here. Kim, I'd like to start with you. They've not yet
All
found
right, let's
the
see
baby's...
if this is working. Hey, caller, welcome to True Crime Strategic. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Is it working?
Hi, my name's Ari. I'm calling from Massachusetts.
Perfect. So it's working. All right, I think everybody can hear us. Say something, Ari.
Yeah, so
Perfect.
I
So
don't
it's
know
working.
if you
Okay.
covered this.
No, I wanted to do a sound check. All right, so welcome to the show. What do you got for me, Ari?
Yeah, I didn't catch the beginning of the live, but I have a
Shame
theory.
on you.
I know that in one of sorry.
I'm teasing you. Go ahead. What's your
I
theory?
have a theory
Mm-hmm.
that so baby Emmanuel, maybe the parents kept saying that he was 7 months old instead of the correct age because maybe he never got older than 7 months old, and that's when they ended him.
Right. That's possible. Now, there are people, it's not set in stone. There are people, some people are watching that video because I only saw a piece of it, and they're like, that there was a different person who was saying that they didn't see the baby till November. They were talking to somebody else, and somebody else said, oh, no, it was Rebecca who asked that question. I don't know. We could totally be wrong about the age, but it's still something interesting that I want to flesh out. But that's a good theory. I do appreciate you.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. What's going on, caller? Welcome to True Crime Strategic. What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Erica, and I'm calling from Wisconsin.
What's up, Erica?
My question is, first of all, I appreciate everything you do. You are doing the Lord's work.
Ah,
and
thank
God
you so
bless
much,
you and
man.
your family.
Thank you for watching. I appreciate
my
you.
question.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're awesome. You're a true blessing. My question is, since I don't know how this works, since they're married, do they have to testify against each other?
They don't have to
And do you
testify
say
against
what?
each other, but they can if they choose. So there's no law that prevents married couples from giving testimony against each other. But there are laws, of course, that prevent them from being forced to, right? So I think in this case, though, if we look at history, because it looks like in this case specifically that history keeps repeating itself, such as Jake destroying Carolina. That's what he did. He destroyed her. And now we see that there's a possibility he destroyed Emmanuel. I think, as he did in his previous case, he's going to try and blame Rebecca just like he tried to blame Vanessa.
Right. I agree. And I just pray justice for Emmanuel.
Amen. Thank you
and
so
all the
much.
missing kids. Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, ma'am.
God bless.
God bless you too. What's going on, caller? Welcome to True Crime Strategic. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, my name's Julie, and I'm calling from Alaska.
Wow. You know, I went to Alaska before when I was young, to Anchorage. People don't seem to understand that Alaska is one of the most beautiful states we have in America. Thank you for watching.
And cold.
It's very cold too, but I mean, I went bobsledding down a mountain. It was amazing. So what you got?
I've been to Anchorage. I live in Fairbanks.
Fairbanks? Okay. So what you got
I
going
have a
on?
question.
Sure.
So I think the sister, I just keep thinking about the sister making the video and taking it down.
Right.
But did she make a comment about a white vehicle pulling up?
I believe so.
At the store. So then she takes it down, and another YouTuber, I'm sorry, a TikToker, that store video with the white car that shows up and nobody gets out. I just think the correlation is odd. She made the comment before that video even came out and then took it down. And then all of a sudden, a white vehicle, nobody gets out of it, shows up in his video. Could there be a correlation with that?
Could be. I think I heard that, and I could be wrong. People will probably attack me if I'm wrong, but my understanding is that Rebecca was driving a white vehicle as well. So
the white truck that we didn't see, but then another white car pulls up and nobody gets out, and it looks like a small SUV, and it pulls away. But she makes a comment, and I thought I do think she knows a little bit more than what she's saying.
Maybe.
I do think so.
They'll have to figure it out, but I don't know. It's all alleged, but there's no such thing as a bad theory, for real.
True. All right. Thank you for taking. Appreciate it. Thank
you. Of course. Have a great one. What's going on, caller? Welcome to True Crime Strategic. What's your name and where you calling from?
And another YouTuber.
My name is Amanda.
Hold on, Amanda. Hold on, Amanda. You got to put your TV down.
Let me turn. I'll mute it.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Mando. So, where you calling from and what do you got?
I'm calling from Mississippi. I actually have a lot of thoughts on this case, and I just wanted to say, my question is, do we know when that picture was taken?
No.
No. Okay. No. And then, okay, that's what my question was, and I just wanted to let you know that I respect your show and I love your show, and I found it about 4 months ago.
Oh, thank you.
I've been binging it ever since.
That's so kind.
And that's just it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your work on the streets. I respect you so much. Getting these monsters away from here is amazing.
Appreciate you, ma'am. You have a great day, okay?
You too. Thank you so much.
Okay, the lines are open. I know some people were trying to call in, but it's open now. There we go. Welcome to True Crime. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Erica, and I'm calling from Huntington Beach, California.
Nice.
I grew up in Palm Springs.
Okay,
so
cool.
I'm familiar with the Cabazon area, and I guess my question primarily, what I would want to add to the show is, I'm really curious to where does his sister come in? There was a video that she posted repeating the story. And I'm a mother of 2 children. So obviously for me, this story is horrifying.
Right.
Right? So my question is, and then the grandmother also gave an interview. I don't know if it's his mom or her mom, but she also gave an interview and said that they would never have hurt this baby. So where does at this point, I don't know how the law works, so where does it step in where you become an accomplice at this point?
Well, certainly not in repeating a narrative that was told to you by the subject. To be an accomplice, you've got to like materially affect the case, like assist the person materially. So if they're telling you, hey, this is what happened, and then you parrot what they say, you're not an accomplice. You're just, a family member, basically.
You're just repeating then.
Pretty much, yeah. So at this point, I don't see
Okay.
anything that they could charge the grandmother or the sister with, unless they develop more information that they actually helped them during either the commission of the crime or even the planning of the crime or the cover-up of the crime. Just repeating it, not a crime.
So it's just okay. I mean, and again, I just like I never call on the shows. Like my boyfriend's big on true crime and stuff, and I'm not. I like Dolly a lot. I love you guys. Like I never call, but I just like I hope that I said a very big prayer to Jehovah God, to God last night, that they find this little baby boy and bring him like peace. And I hope that he is just a little baby angel in heaven.
Well, we're all praying to whoever we believe in to have the same thing. And I think that's a beautiful thing that's uniting us all right now.
I think so too. Okay, well, I'll let other people call in. Thank you for taking my phone call.
Anytime. You have a great day. All right.
Okay, you as well. Bye.
I was just about to press answer and you hung up. Welcome to True Crime Strategic. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Mandy. I'm from North Dakota.
All right. What's going on, Mandy?
I have a theory,
What's the theory?
that unfortunately Emmanuel has been gone for longer than 2 weeks at least.
Okay.
And I think that Jake has done something, and she was witness or tried to stop him, and he attacked her. And she, to me, seems like she is suffering from basically being abused by him. If you notice in their interview, she stands away from him. She's hugging other people, not him.
Okay.
She won't, like, touch his hand. They're not holding each other's hand, nothing.
Interesting. Okay.
It's just weird to me.
I mean, I think I've been saying for a while, I think we agree that there's a possibility she's a battered woman. And that, this is as much as it is a infanticide case, it is also a domestic violence case, in my opinion.
I agree.
But unfortunately, we had this discussion a few shows back, and I also had this discussion in the members only section. I'm not going to give her a pass for what she did to this child simply because she's a victim of domestic violence. It's I
definitely not.
I understand the psychology of domestic violence, and I sympathize with victims of domestic violence. But when it involves a child, whatever you got going on mentally, you got to rise above to protect that child.
You need to put the child first.
And she failed. She failed.
She failed. And one thing I hope that they're doing with protective services have taken the 2-year-old and have a full medical examination done on her, x-rays, all that stuff, because I can guarantee if he's done it to his 10-week-old, he's done it to every child that's been in his path.
Right. Agreed. Well, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. What's going on, caller? Welcome to True Crime Strategic. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from California. My name is Angie.
What's up, Angie? Talk to me.
Alrighty. Okay. Let me tell you what's happening here in California.
Okay.
I think the reason this child was brutally killed, well, allegedly, and the other child is because California gives thousands and thousands of dollars to people that have handicapped children, even if they don't live with them.
Wow.
Thousands of dollars in services. Agencies get money
so you think
from
it was
the
about
kids
the money?
that are handicapped. Of course.
So you think
where's
they
she
were
getting all that money from?
making them handicapped to get the money?
Yes.
That's diabolical.
Yes.
Wow.
It is. Look at what they're doing. Those people are scammers.
I mean, listen,
person.
Can we say that your theory's wrong? I mean, look what he did to Carolina. Look what he did to Emmanuel. Look at all his comp cases that he had and all these various jobs that he's working at so he can sit home and collect a check. It's definitely, we don't have no evidence of it, but it's definitely a viable and interesting theory. I'll give you that.
Yeah, they're scammers. There's like they have so many traces of being scammers. And the system, where did he get that attorney? With all these people getting all these attorneys, how they afford that house where they live? That area is super cheap. It's like where can they afford an attorney to go and defend the person that what he did, what he got charged for? 180 days. Come on.
Yep.
How?
Yep.
You know, I have a friend that her brother was trying to be adopted by his caregiver.
Yeah.
His caregiver, because his mom died, and he has 6 sisters. And the judge is saying, why you want him? He has 6 sisters. Because they get money.
Wow.
They get money left and right. Thousands and millions of dollars are going through those poor children. Those children are handicapped forever.
Yep.
And they get services and money forever. And that, I think, what they were trying to do, from allegedly from what we saw, is that they were trying to make this child handicapped, and they kill him.
Wow.
Allegedly.
Interesting.
Anyways, thank you for taking my call.
Anytime. Thank you. Welcome, caller. How you doing? Welcome to True Crime Strategic. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yvonne from Iowa.
Hey, what's up, Yvonne? What you got?
So I'm calling. Let me mute this. I'm calling because I've been down a rabbit hole with this case. I used to live in California all my life. I am an ex-battered woman, and that's where I draw the line.
I'm sorry to hear that, by the way.
You know, thank you. I've protected my exes, but if they ever hurt my children, that's where I draw the line. I think your last caller was incorrect, because I have seen them hold their hands.
Okay.
In the news episodes.
Okay. All right. Got anything else for us?
No.
All right. Well, we appreciate your call, and we definitely commend you for your bravery getting away from your abuser. And we appreciate you supporting this channel, ma'am. Thanks for calling.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You got it. All right. Let's take like 2 more callers, and then we'll call it a day. Oh, shoot. Hey, what's going on, caller? Welcome to True Crime Strategic. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, good afternoon.
What's up?
Let me mute my TV. I am calling from Boston.
Okay, Beantown.
Yes, and I want to say thank you for what you do on the streets. I can't even imagine the things you see, things you saw. Oh, God. I just want to say that I think the mother is just as guilty. Regardless if she was a battered woman, she has thought this through. She thought every word she was going to say in front of that camera, and she stood there and just made it all about, the baby was kidnapped. I got hit. But, I just think that they've had plenty of time to think that they can get ahead of law enforcement. God knows if there's, and I don't even like saying this, but if they found so much blood, God forbid you dismembered this little baby.
Right.
Where are these pieces? Why are they looking in drains? Why are they, I think she is just as guilty.
Right.
I don't care if she sings. I don't care if she cops a plea. She stood next to him, and that last caller, yes, she was holding his hand sitting down on that fence. She protected that man over that baby, and I think she deserves every single thing she got coming to him, him and her. And then the 180-day things with poor little Promise Faith. Oh my God, one day, and then 179 of work release.
That's right.
What is going on in California? I mean, Massachusetts has some pretty effed up cases, with the Harmony Montgomery, and it's been, and that's close to me. That's like really close to me, where they think that the father put her body, but save that for another day. But these two, that man, she slept with him. She opened her legs. She produced 2 children with him, knowing his background. I mean, that isn't a woman that has any empathy for children. She's all about herself and about that and child, okay? So I don't know. I'm very angry, that poor baby. And the other day I was watching your show, and it's been haunting me since. You had it nailed. That picture of that baby laying on that ground with his skin coloring, his lips, that baby has not been around. So they're just, I think they were just trying to save face and be like, oh, look, yeah, he had this. Where's the timestamp on that picture, on that photo? And if it's a substantial amount of blood, tell me she didn't know what the hell he was doing and didn't help clean up. Nope. I think she's just as guilty. And as a mother, I also came from a domestic violence past, divorced now. But if that man ever which he's a great father, thank God. But if he ever put his hands on my child, that's it. Like, I caught a case because he spat at me and I retaliated. Okay? So I caught a domestic. And you know what? After almost 4 years of it, he deserved it. I'm not proud of it, but I got away from it. But you cannot be in the same house with somebody and, like, not know what the hell this guy has been doing.
Right.
Like, she allowed it, didn't take him to the doctors. I mean, he's 7 months old. By that time, he should have had at least, the 3 DTPs,
All right. Caller, you know we got other people we got to get to.
No, I want to stay on the phone with you all day.
You can't stay with me all day. What's wrong with you? But no, you made some really good points, and we do appreciate you. And yeah, and I'm so happy that you were able to get out of that domestic violence situation. And yes, sometimes in DV, victims do fight back, and unfortunately, sometimes they do get arrested. But listen, if he was doing what you say he was doing, then I don't endorse violence. But you had to do what you had to do. Caller, I appreciate you. Okay.
I sure did. And thank you so much. And thank you for everything you do. Again, love your chat. Love your mods. Keep doing what you're doing, sir. And thank you for your service.
Thank you so much. Peace. All right. What's going on, caller? Caller, 1 second. First of all, mute your screen and give me 1 second. One thing that I'm happy to hear is these domestic violence survivors, and of course they're not speaking for all survivors, but at least the ones who have called up, that they're not defending Rebecca. Because when I first talked about Rebecca possibly being a DV victim, but there not being an excuse, people were disagreeing with me. They're like, oh, but what if she didn't know how to get out of it? And I'm like, listen, that flies if it's just you. But in my opinion, it does not fly when you have children involved. But as a man, there's some points it's probably hard for me to make, because it's like, well, you don't know what it's like, but to me, there should be like a set standard of morality that we should all have. And to hear these DV victims come in and say, listen, I was a victim and there's no excuse to not protect your children, I love it. It really, really, really gives me some faith in humanity. Caller, how you doing? What's your name? Where you calling from?
I disagree with all that. My name is Gemma, and I'm calling from Florida.
Okay.
And I wanted to give you a little bit perspective of what I think, my theory. Well, the baby could not get his shots updated or didn't have them updated. So I'm thinking that the man, Jake, probably abused the baby. He should have been watched. Probation should have known about it. And I feel like he probably abused the baby because it's in his background. I don't know. It's a theory. It's a, what's that called? Alleged. And then, so she, being the mama type she is, because she's 10 years older than him, she probably knew that he didn't want to go back to prison. He knew that if she took the baby to the doctor would know. And if he didn't want to go back to prison. So she protected him, I feel. And they did it together. I do feel that way. They knew, because the baby, I don't know, it's terrible. And as a mother, she should always protect her child before anybody else. I do agree with that.
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
All right. All right. What's your name, caller? Where you calling from? It's True Crime Strategic.
I'm from Auckland, New Zealand.
Oh, man, we got an international caller. What are you paying, like $80 a minute for this call?
Oh, feels like it.
Well, what do you got for me?
I was just wondering, what exactly is murder with malice, and what sort of charges are they looking at?
Well, it's basically a murder charge that says that, you were cruel and indifferent. Like you had evilness in your heart, to like use plain common terms, like the victim gave you no reason for you to do what you did, and yet you did it. And that's why when I explained it in last night's show, I loved that charge so much that California has, because it really is a charge for helpless people, like disabled people and children. Because what could a 7-month-old or a 10-week-old 10 weeks old, of course, referring to Carolina, his daughter that he assaulted in previous marriage. What could they possibly do to motivate you to do something horrible to them, which is what he was doing? And that's where the malice is. So it's basically, it could be a first or second degree murder, which are the two highest charges we have in America, but it's about mindset. It's about evil, basically, right?
Anyone that hurts animals, old people, or children is evil.
Pretty much, and that's pretty much in the law. Mm-hmm. But not animals, because animals are property in America. Look at it.
Oh, okay. That's sad. The weakest people or weakest things, anyone that hurts them is cruel. What sort of time are they looking at if they get convicted? Would that be
life? Because
California's got the death sentence.
They could get the death penalty, but California has a moratorium on the death penalty. So there's like two layers of a moratorium. There's a judge order that says no death penalty will be enacted. And also the governor, who has control over whether the death penalty is carried out, says no death penalties in the state. So as long as that court order is in effect and that particular governor is still governing the state, there'll be no death penalty. So basically they're looking at life without the possibility of parole, the rest of their natural life in prison.
Okay, no, that's great. Thank you very much for your help.
Thank you for calling. All right, that was a very expensive call. She's calling from New Zealand. We appreciate you. So caller who's on the phone right now, you are going to be the last caller. So welcome to True Crime and Strategic. What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Rita, and everybody knows me on the YouTube streets as Rita from Dexter.
From Dexter?
Rita
TV
from
show?
Dexter, Missouri.
Oh, I'm scared. I thought you was that desperate.
No.
So what's going on, Rita?
I came over from, I did get recommended by Dolly, but I come over from Dolly's channel. I normally am on Dolly's Vision.
Okay.
But he's actually out there. He's been out there. He's one of the YouTubers that's out there.
Okay.
And he's been covering this case from the very beginning. He went live at like 5:30 in the morning when this first broke.
Okay.
And I found you from the algorithm, actually, because whenever YouTube, shares, basically whenever you follow true crime, it'll show you who to watch. And that's how I found you.
Okay.
So you're right about the algorithm. And I just membered up today. So I wanted to let you know, I just found you like the other day, just from your YouTube suggesting your channel.
Appreciate
you. That means people are sharing your videos. That's good.
Beautiful.
That's what they should be doing.
We appreciate that.
But I wanted to weigh in on the part you were talking about, the Constitution. You're right. We have to have defense attorneys. Without defense attorneys, we don't have a fair judicial system. And we need that for transparency in these cases, so these people fairly get locked up. So later on, they can't come back and try to get themselves an appeal, on not having proper defense. And I'm sure you know about the Kohlberger case, and, he can't. So basically, it's basically like that. They have to have defenses so that doesn't happen, so they don't try to get out of this later on by saying they did not have a decent defense.
Right.
And these people need to be locked up for what they've done. But the mother, I mean, you can suffer from abuse, but you still, at the end of the day, there were so many times she could have spoke up and said she could have did it at the news conference. Gotcha. She could have told one of the reporters, they would have called the police, they would have put her in protective custody. She could have told anybody. They were out in public settings. If she was really an abused woman, like everybody is saying, and I'm sure she was abused, that's probably what happened to this baby. They were probably fighting and something bad happened to this baby.
Got you.
And with his history, no telling. And that black eye was old. And I've seen enough black eyes in my day. I'm 50 years old. I've been around the block. I've seen some black eyes.
Gotcha.
That black eye was old.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Cole. I appreciate you. Thank you.
But I just wanted you to know that, you're doing a great job. Thank you for being here.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much for calling, caller. We'll take this last call here real quick, though. Listen, I'm not trying to, because I'm picking up what that call is putting down a little bit, and I really appreciate her watching the show. I'm not here trying to say I'm the first person to cover this. We're not playing that game. I did my search. I didn't see any of these other channels covering this story. We covered it. It is what it is. So there's no competition. Don't call the show saying, no, this guy's covered it first, that guy covered it first. We don't play those games here on this channel. It is what it is. We're all here doing God's work. It's all love, all right? I just want to throw that out there because, you know, YouTube is crazy. I've been around for a while. People love starting YouTube beefs and stuff. Oh, Strategic said he was first and you should be offended about that. That's not what we do here. Anyway, big shout out to you, caller. You're going to be the actual last caller, and then we're going to call it a day. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, I'm Kaylee from Georgia. How are you?
Appreciate you, Kaylee. What's going on?
So I just kind of want to get your opinion on who you think is going to break first. Is it going to be Rebecca, and is she going to get immunity because he does have a lawyer, or what are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I really don't know. It depends on the type of evidence that they have against her and him. But listen, my belief is that Jake is the one who did it. So I think they're probably going to be looking. So I think they're going to be looking to kind of flip her, but they're not going to give her immunity. It depends on how strong that case is. I think most likely she would get some type of reduced sentence. That's what I'm thinking.
Gotcha.
All right. So you're the actual last caller. We're going to go to super chats after this. Appreciate you. And then we'll call it a day. Thank you so much, caller. Have a great one. All right, so I'm closing the application now. No more calls. Really appreciate you guys. All right, so now let's go to Super Chats real quick, and then we'll call it a day. All right. Aki actually hates when I do live call-in shows. You never know who's going to call, but I love it. This is a very important part of the show to me, and I just want to hear from you guys. So let's go to Super Chats now, and let's see what we have going on. All right. Wow. So we got a ton of members. I can't name them all, otherwise we'll be here for a gajillion years, but we do welcome you to True Crime and Strategic, and we do appreciate you. All right. Now, at TryWanty 2870, 199 Super Chat says, dirty diapers and garbage from Emmanuel Still. Lisa Bollyways with 199 Super Chat says, bringing some love and thanks to Strategic and the research crew. Thank you so much. The research crew is awesome. We do appreciate you. Dahlia X gave 1 gift membership to some lucky person, so I hope they enjoy that. Jojo Beans with a $4.99 super chat. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. True Crime Aussie with a $5 super chat with a little emoji dropping the mic. That's pretty cool of you to show us that love. Generic White Female. You changed your name again. It was generic female. Now it's generic white female again. I told you there's nothing generic about you, white female. I love generic white female. She's really awesome supporter of the channel, but I always make fun of her name. There's nothing generic about you. She gave 1 gift membership to 1 lucky person, so I hope you enjoy that. Jen T 3007 gave 5 gift memberships to 5 lucky people, so we do appreciate you for doing that. Angela Turtle Girl 313 is now a recruit member, and we appreciate you. Welcome to the family. Ariel gave us a $1.99 super chat, super sticker, whatever. Appreciate you. Let's keep going. So many nice people. M. Ozzy Claire upgraded her membership to Patrol. H. Polston, celebrating 5 months as a Patrol member, says, thank you for everything you do, Strategic. And True Crime Ozzy, celebrating 5 months as a Patrol, says, Jake should get life without parole. No more chances. Petra Tyson with a $2 super chat says, in my opinion, baby with special needs. I fear he was beaten. We actually read an article where statistics clearly show that special needs children are more likely to get abused and hurt than normal, or we shouldn't say normal, but children that do not have special needs issues. Let's keep going. $5 super chat from Hello says, I missed it. Gotta scroll up for it. There's so many. Where did you go? Where did you go? All right, it says for a timeline, when is the last pick in the phones? Parents take pics almost daily. Last pick can give approximate date. Yeah, well, police will figure that out. Absolutely. We'll get that timeline through court as, you know, the paperwork comes out and all that good stuff. While you're alive with a $5 super chat says, I think she got the black eye the same time Emmanuel met his end. That is 100% possible. Sheila Savor Savandra, Shayla. Let's just say Shayla. Shayla, one of these days you got to call in so you can tell me how to say your name. But we'll just call you Shayla for now. Or Sheila. We'll call you Sheila for now. Sheila says, with a $1 super sticker, that hopefully no dirt under the bridge on this case. Sheila obviously been around when we were talking about the Stephen Stearns case. Where are we at? Where's my soundboard? We got to bring it up for Sheila. What are we talking, Sheila?
Dirt under the bridge.
There we go. One more time for Sheila.
Dirt under the bridge.
And even you know that was the district attorney for Osceola County, the infamous William J. Dirt under the bridge. Let's keep going. Jonathan says, with a $5 super chat, you think the flyer is indicative that Emmanuel has been missing for a while due to a lack of details. That's a good point. Diane Cat, who was a great caller, we appreciate you for showing love from Boston. She didn't want to leave it alone. She wanted to hear my voice all day long. With a $5 super chat, she says, I was the Boston caller. I need more talk time. Mr. Strategic, I could pick your brain for hours. Take a chance on me. Listen. You're not going to be my Katie Couric over here interviewing me, getting in my brain and deep in my soul. You had your 30 seconds, and you better learn to live with it. We appreciate you for calling in, Diane Cat. That was very kind of you. And lastly, Deborah Mason with a $5 super chat says, in the death penalty, even if they do not get the actual death penalty, they are tried for it. Do they get the appeals? Anytime you get sentenced to death, you get your appeals. So that would answer your question. There's no time that you are not entitled to getting an appeal when you've been sentenced to death. All right. Let me give it a yay. You guys be taking a lot out of me, man. You guys be exhausting me. Big shout out to everybody who called in, everybody who gave a super chat, everybody who's a member, everybody who's a Patreon member, everybody who just subscribed and liked to the show. We do appreciate you. On your way out the building, please hit that like button. You guys are amazing. We do appreciate you. Remember, we're asking for your like so that we can get into the algorithm. All right? So we can get into the algorithm. Nothing more, nothing less. We'll see you guys on the next one. Strategic is out of here. I'm trying to be smooth with the outro, but it's not working. Peace.